for different reasons, but I believe Alanzq from Poland and Cosimo from Spain, they would represent my personal wager. Hey, I got it right.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Go me, God, I'm smart. Yeah.
Those are some spicy predictions, but
We got blessed by God. I had to win.
The grand finals.
It's not only with Gangplank and Senjuani,
You look
but also
nervous.
with Redway in the mix. But this is definitely the bands that we expected. You know, we talk about
Maybe I look like that, but I was calm.
These, a little bit, but the reality is
I was just setting up the decodes on the side
Draven
screens.
sign out of the way, and if you're Yamato, that curse shell.
No, I knew that, but that was my strategy to bait a ban with this deck.
Your darkness deck in the late game war. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the grand.
All right,
final
mulligan.
of the Legends of Runeterra World Championship, Alanzq versus Yamato, and it is Akshan Sivir versus Darkness.
So you want to, like, we are attacking on turn 2, so obviously Protector plus Tracker is a keep. I want Vagabond or Akshan, so I mulligan away rest of my hand.
And most people that don't play Darkness don't really believe in the deck.
Oh, it was after mulligan already.
How this one goes. Although Sivir Akshan with rallies is generally considered to be a bit of a rough matchup for Darkness.
I want to throw shade, but you weren't a believer either.
I was not. I was not a believer in Darkness, Mogwai. But
We got good turn 2. Oh wow, this is such an insane hand. Holy shit.
Yes.
At the end of the day,
Oh my god.
Alan, of course, is known
Oh,
as
it's gross.
the very start as like a 7-head deck pilot who's always thinking turns ahead. He's proven himself really hard over these last 2 days. We've seen some of these plays he's made. These players are thinking about every single possibility.
Yamato definitely, in my eyes,
I have a good hand as well, but
people were talking about him, and
yeah, Yamato has
kind of
insane hand.
Darkness option, but this deck has just been on an absolute tear, and we see
Lobster, his hand is
that
bad
he
because
does
Lobster
this
doesn't
the
play
first
Darkness
time,
and he
but
doesn't know the
did
matchup.
not find the catalyzer here, as
And he didn't play the Darkness against Akshan.
Tracker, but not after it got some value. And
This is exact hand you want, because you have a ping for Sivir, you have answer for any 1 HP units, you have all the 2 drops to chunk. Valfis are the best cards for the matchup, and he drew both of them.
Okay, so the thing is about this kind of tournament format is that we're seeing in the finals these spicy picks. I mean, Shizu, of course, making it to the top 4 as well. And
Yeah.
these spicy picks,
So me not having Akshan here or Vagabond is what deciding is the game decider.
Rimmed and practiced against what they thought was going to be brought, but they're not used to playing against these decks, right? Like people don't know exactly how to play against Darkness, and that's
Yamato in
exactly
equals insane hand.
that surprise value.
No, I'm just saying that, like, based on the matchup, it's insane hand. In this matchup, you don't need Cantalizer.
we've had these discussions about the importance
Like, I drew Akshan, turn too late. I don't have time to play Akshan now.
to a very strict meta.
Like, I have to curve Sivir into Vekuran.
Take as many risks, and if you're confident in your ability in mirror matches, that's great, right? But
You don't need more than 2 damage Darkness in this game, guys, please.
like Zoe,
Valfeast and 2 drops are the, like, Concologist, Acolyte are the most important cards in this match, and Valfeast.
Heimerdinger deck and Alan
And opponent drew 2 Acolytes, 1 Concologist, 2 Valfeasts, and Pokéstick. Those are the cards you need.
against this, I must ban it, and that's super valuable in a lineup when you can do that. In this
I attack, yeah, I full swing to bluff stuff. Also, like those are not the units. Like, I'm gonna be refilling the board, and my board will gonna be full by next attack token. So I don't care if he blocks. Also, I don't want him to chump block Sivir.
he initially wanted to block with the Dark Wolf Acolyte into the Treasure Seeker, and switched up the Robe Maker as well to trade into that, because even if there's a Shapestone, he can guarantee that those units will still go down. But
I haven't had single time in top 16 Sivir on 2.
or to set up the block,
Not a single game.
and just prevent all damage, and he actually goes back and reverts that decision. Very, very interesting to like try to look into the thought process of these amazing players.
Akshan on 2, sorry, Akshan on 2.
with this block, he sees another Vile Feast in his hand, so he knows
Yeah, I like these blocks.
blocker later.
Yeah.
And so stopping the 5-attack Sivir is probably the best value that Spider in particular is going to be getting.
For sure. The question is, when is he gonna opt to try to pop this?
Yeah, so next turn we have planned out Vekuran.
A lot of resources to do so, so he doesn't need to rush it, right? Not only the Vile Feast, but also
Like, guys, imagine
and another
if he has Veigar here, and Veigar just dies to, like, Cataclysm, single combat. Veigar is bad for this matchup. Catalyzer is also not good because it doesn't produce value. You don't care if the bomb is for dealing, like, Akshan 2 HP, Merciless Hunter 2 HP, Tracker 1 HP, 2-1 the Treasure Seeker 1 HP, 5-2 Ephemeral 2 HP. Sivir is the only one that has 3 HP. And it has spell shield, so you have to poke it with something first to even be able to deal with the darkness. And then the buffs can come in. 3 HP or 2 damage darkness is irrelevant.
Vile feast here, but a bit of a low curve going on here for Yamato.
Yeah, so this is...
Concologists that are going to be generating him more value. I mean, this Concologist has...
You can't open pass, you definitely has to play. I think Oncologist open, it makes the most sense to find out what I want to do.
More draw cards. He's wanting cards like Preservarium and cards like Concerted Strike.
Open Valfist, okay.
I
think Concologist is the...
I don't like Valfist, I think Pokéstick was better. He loses 1 HP by using Valfist here.
I realize that because I've been saying
I think Pokéstick was a better line.
You know, I got called out on it and I was
changed after the hotfix. Like I've grown to be a really big fan of this deck, especially after the Vakar and Bruiser edition. I think we can both agree we're a little bit tired of Rune Runner everywhere. And seeing this new 5-drop here feels really fresh, and it's a really
Action is coming.
watch and to pilot as well. It has a very, even though it's a mid-range deck that may seem a little bit linear, it's actually
Interesting
not.
choice. I think I would have went with Horror. I think this is a mistake to go for Sapling. He goes for tempo play. This hand needs value. I think this is a mistake to not go for the Horror.
That lethal setup with the Lucky Find Fearsome onto the Sivir against Ragnaroshik, that was just absolutely, like, there's so many awesome plays available. Badge Attack as well, you know, he went down in the group stage, but he's done so well with the deck as well. And yeah, it's a cool deck now, like, I like it.
At this point, you might just get outvalued.
It's a really sweet deck.
Darkness is limited to 2 damage, and this is the first time that we are going to be apparently witnessing, you know, the weaker side of the Darkness archetype, because Yamato has had, like, I don't think he's missed a single catalyzer up until now, and that really makes a difference.
Oh yeah, and he doesn't have Vigar or Senna here either. Yamato kind of
Not having here any buffs like Sharp Sight is really rough for me.
Activating full Yugi mode. But in this case, he's gonna have to work with what he's been given. He's gonna want one of those cards.
Like, this is literally perfect. Like, drawing triple Valfist.
Or the natural draws.
Triple Valfist is the best case scenario. Double Concologist, double Acolyte, and Ramp for Darkness.
+2 cost nerf is just...
I like start with the prank because it checks for the Sharp Sight and potential buffs, so he knows what to Darkness with.
Attacks, so really good pick by Yamato there. Good timing with the prank as well. Waiting for the hand to thin up, and the unit...
No, if he can't play champions in this match. Like, champions are really bad to draw early. You can't play Veigar and you can't play Senna in this match. They die for free. All you care is just 2 drops and cards that generate other cards that can jump block, like Concologist and Acolyte.
Interesting Waking Sands, because there's a lot of chump blockers running around.
Yeah,
right?
it is interesting. I'm curious, like, what his logic for it is. He could be looking to discount the Ricochet in his hand, honestly, off of...
No, I'm going for the level up Sivir. It needs exactly 15.
That makes a lot of sense. Honestly, like, that makes a lot of sense. Because that's the only reason why I think you would play this.
No, I'm going for Lethal in 2 turns with Rally.
Absolver setup, right?
Usually, yeah. I think it's the final trigger that he needs for that discount, and it's a really slick play here because he knows that if, you know, a Vigar hits a naked board, the Ricochet can potentially take it out, right? It stops basically the Vigar from being played this turn.
Sivir with the level up, which turns Absolver into a really scary card, and as you just said,
he does have another darkness he can use on the Bruiser, and Alan could Absolver here, but he really wants to save it for a kill combo.
Do you think we see the sapling being set up here?
Sapling would be pretty crazy. I mean, it's definitely a pretty good option.
Technically, theoretically, alongside the 2 pings, you can clear the Sivir. Right?
No, you couldn't save the Bruiser for HP.
For 1 unit, but it's a consideration.
No, I like it. I think it's basically something you have to do unless we see a tough come out right now.
Yeah.
He knows that the Lucky Find is in hand, so he knows he can wait.
Yeah, that was unlucky. I needed Overwhelm or Fearsome.
Okay. So we got the tough, and now that
or Spell Shield.
I don't know if he can sapling anymore. That's a big tough.
No, that's a low roll.
These pings, like, now he needs to have 1 big hit go at Sivir, which is easier said than done when there's no catalyzer. Like, the last
Because opponent has another 3 chump blockers for Sivir.
really brutal here for Yamato.
No, you want opponent to throw into Spell Shield. Because opponent has 2 Minimorphs. I cannot go... Like, basically that Absolver doesn't do shit. because opponent just minimorph my Sivir.
1 week vacation, I think.
I can't set up lethal because of the minimorph.
The auction developed. Now that sapling toss is looking juicy. So Yamato showing the restraint. He didn't want to commit the sapling toss, but now he can threaten the auction. And of course, if he played the toss earlier, Alan would have known.
Low roll save Sivir though. Yeah, but I don't want her to be saved. I want her to die. I want to trade with her and I want her to die so I can play a new Sivir.
There's a limit to that.
You can't expect this.
The sapling toss off.
Oh, that's money.
I really do like Alan went for the tough on the Sivir though. Bit of a hand read there. I mean, like I said, these players are two of the best pilots in the entire
I just didn't have anything better to pick. That's why I picked tough. It's not about like.
But Alan does know that, you know, Yamato has to have a lot of pings in his hand, right? He can see Yamato's bricked hands. He knows that there's no Vigar Senna because he would have played.
Hype Diet, thank you for the sub, sir. Welcome.
Yamato a lot of opportunities for
Yeah, so here the problem is this Sivir, I can't rely on lethal. Like opponent has 18. I'm not winning with the Absolver.
See the Absolve.
So I'm shifting towards going later gameplay. I have concerted. I can go longer game here.
Which makes a lot of sense because Yamato is 18 health.
So I'm decided to go for the
Also kind of
Absolver.
It's losing the spell shield is a big deal here for Sivir because it really takes away a lot from that Absolver like late game swing, right? But right now it's still a little bit too early. Yamato not even trying to bluff any sort of play with attacking with the Dark Bulb Acolyte, which would leave try to.
What do you mean not killing Sivir? He can't kill Sivir at any point of the game.
So bit of a tricky scenario here for Yamato.
I mean, Alan making a bit
Like
of a
there was not a spot where he could kill 100% Sivir.
turn, but the reason he did that is
Oh,
because
that Black Spear was so
knows
fucking
that
big for him.
If he hadn't done that, if he had just passed, Yamato would have passed back, and this auction is getting healed.
If he didn't get Black Spear here,
Doing that, I mean, this is
I was looking very good.
against two control players, by the way, or sorry, two control players against each other. Alan and Yamato both main.
I was thinking about Concerted to get the level up on action to get the Warlord's Palace. I was considering to get the Warlord's Palace because I have only one Sivir unaction left, and like I'm not winning with this hand.
Why? Besides from everything you said, also to promote the Warlord's Palace.
But again, if opponent drops Ishtali
Definitely hurts.
or he drops Senna, like I'm not, or Veigar, I need to have that removal with Concerted.
Alan gets off of this palace.
So I'm like, I need to find Vekuran Bruiser from the Predict, but like if I have to open attack next turn with Sivir, it's fucking rough. Like this Concerted was barely, I almost played it. Like it was very close. Like if I got single combat here, it would be amazing. Like if I had single combat instead of Concerted, I would be actually, no, it doesn't matter because it wouldn't give me the.
Positively jinxed it. Yeah, go man.
And the Senna is gonna die to a potential concerted strike, but she's gonna get resurrected by the Rekindler. That's a huge top deck for Yamato. He might just be totally
Like how, guys, how that was a bad hand for Darkness. He got champ blockers for everything this game.
Really needed this.
Yeah,
Do you think
and
it was a
on the
misplay in
other side,
retrospect?
Alan
No, it wasn't.
Now we're in pure attrition area, and people
Because I can rally this turn to get the draw anyway.
useless sweep for the tracker. This
Allowing
late in
him
the
to get
game.
an extra draw. Maybe he can fish for another action because he really needs the horde, I believe.
I'm not sure if not going for the 5-2 was the play here. I was debating here, but again 5-2 gets killed by Darkness, so it's like, yeah, whatever.
Let's see what he picks
What
up
does he
here.
get? Preservarium is more steam. I don't think he can go for Aegis. I think he just needs to replenish his resources
Yes,
here.
I
And
agree.
this is an outgrind.
Completely agree. I think you have to preserve him here. You're running
Why
this
rally
game,
here?
and, you know,
Because
the
I need to
issue is
cycle
not
my
only
deck.
does Yamato have a hand size
And
advantage, but he's
I
also
push
got
either 6 damage or I remove a unit.
Senna. Like Senna just constantly generating darkness is a huge problem here.
And not only that, but Alan's not.
We got 6 damage, so actually it's actually winnable that we got 6 damage in.
But without Vigar, it can't
I was like, okay, I have one more Absolver, I have... so now potentially I need only Sharp Sight, Absolver, and we win. And if opponent has no... Like, I just need to sacrifice this Sivir and play a new one.
Preserve the Sivir in the exchange as well.
So I just seen a light...
Do that now, honestly, with a barrier. Like, why not?
Yeah,
but we
absolutely.
were talking about the Rekindler. So we could see him, yeah. There's an argument for going for. I mean, you may want to spawn the unit, right?
Third
Because
Valfist.
the darkness is you're gonna get it back anyways with the Rekindler immediately, right?
I want this Sivir to die.
Yamato is trying to hope for, you know, getting more value
This
out
is
of
definitely the better.
So the fact that he...
This attack, like this is a solid hit. Here.
So the fact that he considered playing here Darkness on my... I wasn't sure if he's not bluffing.
The problem is, no, it doesn't matter because even if he goes for the dark,
Because now I want him...
has the mana to
I had a read that he has either Ishtali or Rekindler.
He's not missing on a value.
I knew that he wants to use Darkness to play either Ishtali or Rekindler. So I know that he's gonna play Darkness.
Reactive control archetype. They both play.
And I want to have a Sivir with the spell shield next turn. If I top deck exactly Sharpside into Absolver, I have lethal. If he kills my Sivir here. I drew Sharpside. If I drew Absolver, I had lethal. So yeah. But opponent obviously had a Whale, one of Whale. Because I know he has only one source of healing, which is Whale. And of course Minimorphs. But Minimorphs are irrelevant if I play a new Sivir. So I wanted him to kill the Sivir with the Darkness.
But definitely getting back into it. Getting that Warlord's Palace helps out a lot. But he needs to find, he really wants to find that action. This Darkness onto the tracker is very interesting. Playing around the shapes.
Why not trade Sivir to play again? Because I had a read on my opponent's hand.
Will die no matter what. Yamato has a bit of a hand read here.
He would have just popped the spell shield on the second one with the Darkness.
And you're a good player. And Yamato is absurdly good. You are going to be able to keep track like, oh, these cards have been in hand for a while. So Shapestone is getting pretty likely. And we have the
it also plays around Sharpside with a Pokestick backup as well. Yeah, this guy's legit.
Yeah, so at this point I knew he has only one Pokestick left in the deck. That was a bit unfortunate for me.
If he kills this first Sivir, second Sivir just gets on brick.
So
right?
smart.
He's playing around everything.
Like, that's just, yeah, like that is honestly like that. This is beautiful to watch. Like I feel like I'm learning every second. Like every time I see Alan and Yamato play, like there's a lot to pick up, and yeah, this is great.
These are two of the best pilots. Just like their ability to execute on decks is some of the best Runeterra has ever seen.
It's so funny how like, you know, we see this now in a lot
Am I allowed to use deck trackers during tournaments? I think so, but I don't use them.
Like a bit obvious, but it's only because we're watching them from the sidelines, right? Like when you try to actually pilot these decks, like the level of sequencing here, like this is definitely world class.
Yep, exactly. So Yamato going ahead and taking down Sivir's barrier because, of course, with attacking allies have my keywords, allows the rest of the board to be potentially killable.
And down goes the concerted strike again. Alan with a solid attack, but like I mentioned, running out of gas. And you know,
other rekindler, yeah, I mean it's gonna be really rough. I don't see how Alan can find lethal at this point. I mean Yamato just has more value, more beef. The rekindler's coming down. Another Senna. That's
crazy. Yeah, that Senna sealed the deal.
This is better. You know,
and your guys telling me he drew poorly this game.
That does prioritize that. You go for the darkness here before attacking.
Have I changed my thoughts on Rekindler? No.
You can get with a strong swing, or you know, like I said, these two players, their favorite.
What was my win con at this point? And now, I didn't have much win cons left. It's game over for me.
He's only at 2 cards. It's not like he's burning. Like at this point, burning mana is not the same. You know what I mean? Because I love this. I love that he's prioritizing.
I mean, Absolver, like playing a new Sivir, playing Absolver.
A very good chance, and especially because that card has been sitting in his hand for a long time. At this point.
Like I need to sack the Sivir, play new one. I need to get Absolver, and I need to get. I need to have Absolver plus Sharpside, or Shapestone plus Kill Strike. But so I don't have enough cards at this point to win the game.
Another thing about this play, kills Sivir to stuff like the second Sharpside that could have maybe kept her alive, but forcing the block there means Yamato is good. Now Alan's out of cards.
What about not drawing Veigar and no catalyzers? Guys, you don't care about Veigar or catalyzer in this match. Those cards don't do anything in this match. Concologist and Acolyte are the key cards, and on turn 4, the key card is to have a Rob Maker. Yeah, so now it's like I recognize it's over. Yeah, and Valfists. They kill unit and develop a champ block. It's crazy.
If you don't have a board, you can't do anything. It's over. Yamato takes game 1 and is 1 win away.
Yes, most matchups you want Catalyzer and Veigar, but this is not one of the matchups.
To win the entire thing.
No, there wasn't.
Yesterday when they played, the darkness. It was darkness against this deck right here that Alan's bringing in right now, Draven, Caitlyn, and that I think that was like a 40-minute game.
Yeah.
So Yamato was actually like really on the back end, and Alan really made use of the timer there and took him out this way. But this time Yamato has gotten the win with darkness really quickly.
No, I wasn't discouraged. I knew that I have two favorite matchup. Like, I knew that I'm favorite into both of his decks, and I'm like, yeah, it happens. I lost to the better draw. Let's win against this one. So the problem is not having a Tri-Beam. Like, I kept a Dredger and a Lost Soul.
Until like turn 8, he didn't drop Vigar at all, and he still took Alan down. Alan didn't really have the resources.
Bit of an awkward hand here,
Like, I have like I need to have Tri-Beam for this match. Like, Tri-Beam is the essential for the to secure this match.
If Alan plays for an aggressive game here, he will
Guys, it might look like the Caitlyn bomb carried. It helped a lot, but it wasn't that relevant for me. Like, I'll explain you guys my thought process behind what I... Like, hitting Dreadway helped a lot.
which really changes everything. And Grifter does
Taking one Tri-Beam hurts a lot here.
Thankfully.
Yes, Samfium is correct with this hand. This is very heavy hand. It's gonna be long game.
Dreadways in his hand. His loose condition here is the aggro. The aloof burns one of the Dreadways, which is not
That's a good hit for me.
for Yamato. Because he's at least getting something more playable.
No, that's good for me.
Like, we can agree, this is positive for him. He had a bit of a bricked hand, and this is one of the...
No, it wasn't good for Yamato. It was very bad for Yamato.
Actually helping a brother out here as we see warning shot go down to, again, continue that level of progression.
The problem here is
Yes, but it's about information, Radush. It's not about drawing it.
this is suddenly a lot of mid-game pressure Yamato has in the next couple of turns.
We see a pass here from Yamato baiting him into an attack. Because you don't...
I'm never attacking here.
He's missing out on one. Like, he's got... Like, when you have your
Like, come on.
champion damage here, like, you can just... Have
Like, that's once again where Lost Soul is so fucking naughty, because you just don't have to swing.
into the Twin Revenant here. So the problem is, if you pass here, Alan can definitely just make you burn a lot of momentum.
If you remove Challenger from Lost Soul, it's a brick. It's unplayable card.
It's the ultimate counter to plunder.
He's got two monkey idols.
I'm not sure if he should like.
And he has the...
So here about playing GP. He knows that I always pass here, and he's going for long game. He knows if he plays, then I get to swing with my Lost Soul, and I can just discard it and replay it again. So he knows that he'll just get outvalued. So he doesn't want to give me the value by losing the tempo.
monster harpoons that he can enable. That's it. That's the 3 drops.
And like, look what happens. If I pass here, his next turn is Sedge into for free. So he's gonna, even though he takes a pass, he wins the tempo here by not playing GP. I will get the tempo. He's gonna get that tempo back next turn by playing GP Sedge, because I have to kill Sedge. And the only way I can kill Sedge is by committing either Beam or 2 cards. So even though he's losing tempo here on development, he's gonna get it back next turn. So the not playing GP here is 100% correct.
He knows that if he plays a card, Alan will be able to attack with a challenger. He has to burn his own mana. The Tri-Beam's not even worth playing at this point because it's just so worthless as a card, unfortunately, in Yamato's deck. Sejuani comes down, and this is threatening to flip with the overwhelm damage.
But this is why Alan was put in a good position here. He's got that thermogenic beam backup. He also has the arachnoid sentries in the back as well. So it seems like for this game...
So as you see, he got back the tempo. He has more mana, and we are equal on board. But I'm gonna I'm valuing him at this point.
Frostbite and remove the Twin Blade Revenant. Not really gain value because you don't do that against Lost Soul, but definitely gain a little bit of value.
Yep, and I mean, we can certainly see here why the Plunder deck was struggling before in the same exact matchup that these players are replaying from yesterday.
Yeah, so this is pretty clean. Just development, full develop.
You know, the kind of like
Not having Tri-Beam was really massive for me.
Roll and get her and attack with her on curve and everything and set up those flash bomb. But holding on to that, like Ezreal never stopped being good, right? So I like the fact that this archetype, there's many...
Yeah, so I'm gonna set up a Scorched Earth here.
Now, if I've been counting correctly, I think we're 1 trigger on the Nexus, 1 Plunder trigger off of a potential level up here on the Gangplank. So Yamato knows his Gangplank is at least fairly protected here.
Attack only with this to not give him a good trade.
And that does enable Scorched Earth for next turn if Yamato goes into a Gangplank attack.
But if he does trigger this warning shot, he'll get the powder keg at the beginning of the round, and what the Scorched Earth will prevent is the overwhelm damage, but it will not stop the barrage.
Yamato's going to have a really, really nice Dreadway here, probably developed into the attack. He's going to be very, very clean, not just drawing.
Why did he burn his barrel? Because he's gonna be playing the warning shot this turn, and he wanted to draw card.
Hard removal right now.
You think there's a good? I think there's a good argument.
He didn't want to damage his free.
Because, yeah, and then preserving the Dreadway for later. There's a free drop for a private later.
So obviously, since I threw some fumes, it's better to utilize some fumes over Scorched Earth.
Alright, Yamato going for the
I want to keep Scorched Earth for other removal if I can, for other units if I can. That was a very big top deck for me.
And just gain reactivity, right? These players realize that it's just a game of forcing your opponent's hand first. Now,
In case of Three Sisters, I have Scorched Earth.
Indeed, I like how we went for the Sun Fumes though, respecting the other big boy units here and keeping that Scorched Earth.
So that's last GP.
Another leveled up Gangplank with this Dreadway, and this is where this.
So I have to open attack next turn to not give him a cheap harpoon.
You have Dreadway drawing you.
I need to, like, I'm worried about harpoon very heavily now.
And both of them are just, it's essential to remove them off the board immediately, right? So
Because if I don't damage, oh no, sorry, I don't do, that was my plan here, but I was thinking here, kurwa, if I do this, I'm just gonna lose to the GP open attack next turn. I cannot actually attack here Dreadway, so my plan is, we're gonna just set up, like, I'm gonna just spend enough mana where I'm gonna stay on board, and make my opponent develop GP, and I'm gonna try to go for the GP kill. And for the Dreadway, I'm gonna take care of the Dreadway by developing a Fearsome blocker, and just gonna block the Dreadway instead.
you're just feeling so much pressure, and it's really, really a tough hole to climb out of. English.
I mean, we have to see.
So what happens here, it's really cool. I drew Caitlyn. Caitlyn allows me to play Peacemaker. So what happens here, I'm gonna play the plan is play Caitlyn, try to kill GP with the Peacemaker plus Challenger, and after the combat resolves, after we both tap out, I'm gonna be playing Poro as a blocker to this, in case this dies, to like make it rain or something else. I'm gonna play double Poro, and I am gonna play as last the Baboon as a fearsome blocker to Dreadway.
That Yamato is kind of on his last legs here. Right now, the game is going to come down to Yamato being able to just do one big punch of damage with either Dreadway combos.
Be able to do so on the open attack as well. This is looking.
I mean, this allowed me to do all I needed to do.
Yep. And I mean,
Like this allowed me. Like I was just like, if he has a harpoon here, like I was thinking, kurva, he has harpoon for 6, and it's GG for me.
Make it rain coming out here at max value. Keep in mind
He might be thinking about that I have Tri-Beam.
This is a 4 damage make it rain coming through, and Alan might have to respond. Ooh.
Oh, thank God he missed.
He does miss.
That was really good for me.
On the twin blade. That's what I was really looking forward to.
And that's so sad. That was the most important thing, because keeping this Gangplank alive was the only most important thing for Yamato. But if Alan lets this 4 Nexus damage go through, that's going to be really bad for him too.
I have to play down the stack because Caitlyn, I would have lost the Caitlyn would have become a Caitlyn, and I can't kill it.
Flash bomb traps, that's a massive hit right there, and because he's forced to use the trap onto that, how does he deal?
Right,
with
Dreadway still a threat. I mean, the Scorched Earth in Alan's hand is not currently finding a way to be enabled. I mean, the Station Archivist could find a ping, but Alan doesn't really.
Yeah, so the plan, I have double blocker for next turn into Baboon.
I don't know what Alan can do about this.
If he does not play Station Archivist, anything else will die to that parley.
Yeah, and the scary thing
he
is...
needs a fearsome blocker. He needs a fearsome blocker to swing. This is... Will Alan see this?
This is a he shouldn't be parlay here, using parlay here.
Well, okay.
That's a misplay.
I think he could have waited here.
Could have waited an additional action. I think he knows he's pretty safe here. He's worried about Alan taking the pass back.
Yeah, that's true.
He knows that he is going to
This bump wins the game for me. No, it doesn't.
as well. I mean,
So-
we could if Yamato wants to.
Okay, opponent. Okay, check this out. If opponent doesn't, if we don't hit the bump, right? We don't hit the bump. He open attacks, right? I have it all. I already thought about this. He open attack, block, Ramash, Chompers block. We take 2 damage this turn. I'm at 5. Nothing happens. We set up Scorched Earth with just by blocking with the Flame Chompers. Easy.
Oh, the trap! Hitting the Dreadway!
If he doesn't develop, we have Sentry.
So
Checkmate.
all of a sudden we can see
It's
Alan-
not that big as it might seem,
God, is that
because I have planned this out.
enough to make the difference here?
I think, dude, he's ready to gas.
That's so huge. The Caitlyn trap.
He needed this open attack, and the odds were also like so.
No, open attacks deals only 2 damage to the face.
Has met
Oh my
Kaiba
God.
or something. Oh my god.
What if he parlayed the baboon?
Crazy. Because Dreadway.
Then I would be fucked, but I can't play around it.
So Yamato was looking.
I mean, then hitting the trap would be big, obviously.
But now, if the Dreadway dies on the stack, it doesn't even.
Then
matter.
trap saved me. If he played correctly, then trap saved me.
Yamato's chance of being able to destroy Alan's Nexus, maybe. I mean, he needs to get this damage out now. He's out of resources completely.
And I just don't think that after the Scorched Earth, he's not gonna be able to. No, it's only one ping. One ping to the Nexus, potentially another ping unless he.
Yes, that's why I'm saying 2 damage from Monkey Last Breath. Guys, please, can you stop trolling?
He has to develop here.
It's 2 damage.
He's using the Tri-Beam. This is cheating 2 actions. Even though
Okay.
he's getting 2 damage.
Monkey doesn't connect phase. The only damage this turn opponent would do by open attacking is 2 damage from Last Breath. Monkey gets blocked by Flame Chompers. This gets blocked by 1-1 Poro, and Dreadway gets blocked by 3-1. Opponent deals 2 damage from Monkey Last Breath. Stop trolling. Thank you.
Tri-Beam, it's getting a random 2-drop and pulling a unit at the same time.
Which forces Alan to drop this Scorched Earth in the stack and get rid of this Dreadway before the spell resolves.
That's a pretty good outcome.
Okay,
I mean, yeah, I get a blocker for it, so it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can, if you're Yamato, you can use Monster Harpoon on the Poro to push extra damage and hope Alan doesn't really have a way to deal with the elusive. We can see in Alan's hand, he currently doesn't this turn, but Yamato's just...
Merchant is high roll.
We find a damage to the Nexus off of that. That's huge because it enables the Monster Harpoon...
It gives him more
the Black
resources.
Market Merchant.
So these 2 traps were like.
I am holding on a second. In case of Zap, I'm holding on the Spider. And open up. I still can Ramash Flame Chompers.
Oh my
That's
god, I can't
absolutely
believe that
crazy.
happened.
So I'm still having all the blockers I need.
Like, to be
So here I decide to go for the Sentry because...
I think Yamato...
oh no, we go for the Draven, obviously.
Whoa, wait.
What happens now? If he decides to attack, we can block with the Draven, and we still can burst out Flame Chompers. So it's better than the Sentry. Because it gives you the same amount of the blockers, and it gives you the good blocker with the Draven on top.
He's got the axe into the Flame Chompers.
He's got one more blocker.
Oh my god.
This is so close. Alan's
the
warning shot
warning
is
shot.
pushing more damage, but Alan has 4 blockers to Yamato's 5 white attack. Yamato's just looking for the tiniest bit of reach. I mean, the monkey idol is still gonna go off one more time, and that's still gonna be 1 more damage with the monkey next turn. We're pushing 2 damage right here because Alan does not have enough blockers. So Yamato is looking for just 2 more points of damage to win the game.
Which means the Dreadway wins.
The Dreadway wins.
But how many Dread? No, he's already. Wait, he's already played 2. Like he got 1 discarded and the other one's gone.
Dreadway doesn't need to win. I could kill the Dreadway potentially with Archivist.
Or a Gangplank, something that sticks to the board, something that
I would need to have a
Congrats
Flux.
on winning
Three
worlds.
sisters, we've seen this come in clutch
You're
for
a
Yamato before,
beast.
but I don't think it's gonna do anything here.
The key thing is that.
Yeah, I could kill the Dreadway now.
He's still at 20 health. You know, he's got a nice ephemeral chump blocker here.
But I decide to go for like it's time to push the damage. I can't give him too much time.
Alan could be making one hell of a comeback here.
No, if I had the correct list, this would be way easier.
And Yamato really has no plays.
Yo,
here.
Matthew,
Your 3 sisters
DB
here. Just put a
SPC, thank you for the 20
discard
bucks.
in your hand.
And thank you for the congrats as well.
We'll see what he does.
And Alan knows the rummage here is going to be good. He can get the Twin Blade Revenant, start clearing off the board, develop
Yep.
some Station Archivist, and search for answers as to what Yamato could top deck.
1 ping, 3 to go. We got options like we mentioned Gangplank. There's already
Alan's
2
skipping the
games.
attack.
I had to play around. The
That's a big deal.
like any develop. Like if he plays Zap here,
Excited about Alan actually.
Yes.
no, if he plays Zap here, and then he open attacks with 3 sisters, I would lose the game. So I couldn't afford to attack.
So we can see right now the Fury of the North could come down from Yamato, keeping the Corsair alive if Alan were to go for the Get Excited, and that would allow this extra damage to be pushed to face. Alan could realize that Three Sisters is one of the things Yamato could have, and instead go for a Sentry, but it doesn't stop the Corsair.
Look at Chad Mold.
Can't kill both. Now it would though.
Yeah, Chad doesn't understand. Like, that's fine.
Alan sees it. He can stop the Corsair damage.
I'm keeping the mana for the Sentry in case of Zap.
And that's ideal. Not having to discard a thermal.
Because I assume Get Excited doesn't work. If my opponent took those passes, I'm 100% sure of Warning Shot and Three Sisters.
Left in the deck.
Or some one drop that he doesn't want to play.
Also taking the pass as well.
So now I'm just putting him on two turn lethal. Now I can answer Zap, which is important. I can answer everything he plays, so we can swing.
Yamato didn't hit his draw, and this is kind of it. Yamato has one more turn to hit his draw here, pretty much.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Zap is huge.
Zap is scary. Zap is scary. Zap is very, very scary.
Yeah, so we have to just keep. Oh yeah, we can play stuff. Like, it doesn't matter. We don't want to give him a free pass with Harpoon. Because I know. So what happens here? I know exactly. I know he has no Harpoon. I know he has probably Three Sisters at this point. So what I'm doing, in case he top decks a Harpoon, then Three Sisters plus one block. If I open attack, this goes here. The Three Sisters goes here, and I get and he gets Harpoon on like Draven or something. Then I'm missing I'm missing lethal, so I have to develop one unit to not give opponent a good pass.
Alan trying to make the comeback of a lifetime here in the grand final.
Yeah, so we have to kill this right away. The best way to kill this is to play Tri-Beam.
And we see the Tri-Beam improbably go down.
In case of double Warning Shot hand, I have to do this. And I have a Sentry for anything else he develops.
And I think that's a very good call on his behalf. No elusive unit for Alan.
It's a big Tri-Beam though, because by Tri-Beaming that, he's saving the Arachnoid Sentry. Now he can stop the elusive attack. Now, he did draw Make It Rain, and this is a really, really big deal, because now, even if the Zap's attack is stopped, we can see Alan's at 3 health. We have a Warning Shot in hand. We have a Make It Rain in hand, so Yamato could top deck a third point of lethal off the top at fast
We've
speed.
called him Yugi. We've called him Yugi all this time. Now it's the moment.
He needs to activate Yugi mode. He wins the tournament here if he can actually.
What does Freak Sister Corsair do?
So he needs to top deck a Warning Shot, or maybe another Make It Rain, and just.
So this attack gives me information that he has Make It Rain and Warning Shot in hand. At this point, I know his full hand. I know Three Sisters, Make It Rain, Warning Shot.
Three Sisters really not doing.
I was aware of his full hand. That's why you're gonna see. In case I'm wrong, I'm developing a unit to not die to top deck Warning Shot or Make It Rain. I'm gonna keep 2 mana in case I'm wrong and I will need to beam something.
I was trying to be a bro. I was trying to help you out.
I failed you.
So I just want 6 units to not worry about hitting Make It Rain going to my face.
And that's it. Alan takes game 2.
What a
Yamato.
Why trade Draven there? Because I wanted an axe. And Draven is 1 HP also.
I feel so deflated, Mogwai. I mean, it would have been.
Can you explain why attack telegraphs his hand? Because you wanted to make It Rain setup potentially.
Your Japanese there.
And then 2-0ing the plunder deck.
Yeah, that was a very close game.
They could very well be.
I mean, guys, Make It Rain would need to hit face. I was still at 2 HP unless he high-rolls Make It Rain to the face.
2-drop there to pair with the Foo Feather Tracker, and we see a more aggressive mulligan from Yamato, keeping that 1-drop, getting the Monkey Idol, which is really neat. Though in this matchup, it can be a little bit of a liability, especially since we know Alan has the Merciless Hunter.
Exactly. But it is a good hand for Yamato overall. He does have a lot of early aggression. Alan does have a turn 1 blocker. A lot of it does come down to his hand.
Ooh, that's a very good hand for the Yamato.
Still sneaking in that plunder.
I think that's one of the best openers for the Sejuani for this match.
And a really big thing
like, you can't ask for a much better hand than this.
Alan's not looking good. Look at his face. He's shaking his head. He knows that this is a matchup around early aggression. He's counting the Sejuani level triggers. Sejuani is huge in this matchup.
Holy shit, what a hand. You got 3 plunders in 3 turns. That's insane.
Their attack is useless. That would be game.
This is an amazing start for Yamato. Getting that warning shot, especially drawing that Yordle Grifter and being like, hey, you're going to get another one. So no worry, you can spare it. And now 3 out of 5 level progression by turn.
Oh, and the monkey into turn 4. Turn 4, he is almost leveled up. That's insane. I have to kill the monkey because I just lose to Sedge.
To go down here and target it. And we have the potential for... He can wait for the attack, but dropping down that Yordle Grifter this round would be really neat for Yamato. But instead, he's going to opt to go for the combination of Make It Rain and the Harpoon Preserving. He wants to keep this monkey idol alive.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he knows that in this situation, he is the aggressor. Saving Monster Harpoon for something like Vikwaran isn't really going to do anything. Sivir's got the Spell Shield, which he can't take off.
At this point, I know he has Sedge in hand. Or GP. And he needs to he wants to level up next turn.
We do see single combat there.
I misplayed here. I should have used the 4-1. That was a small misplay for the Sivir level up.
Well, is it? Because now he's at 4. Like, it's so easy for him to level up at this point.
That's true. It's a tough decision by Alan.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows if a Sejuani is here, his single combat might be frozen later anyway.
Exactly. And Sejuani is here. And Sejuani, ladies and gentlemen, when Akshan Sivir was essentially the Azir Aurelia of the meta, right? Like the #1 deck with the ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a misplay. You use the 4-1.
Popularity because of the matchup, and it's this one right here, Plunder, because of one champion, and that is Sejuani. Sejuani's ability to Frostbite, passing through the spell shield.
Oh, that is potentially massive. He still needs one more trigger for both of them to level up, though. And he doesn't have it.
Vikwaran Bruiser.
Vikwaran Bruiser is a perfect blocker for
the
Gangplank.
bro. Ultimate bro here. Like, it would be actually a favorable trade for him because he would get a lucky find. Well, actually, no, it's fleeting, so never mind.
Why the 4-1?
He misses
Miss allegiance.
No!
disastrous!
Where's the heart of the card, Yamato? What happened?
I mean, guys, top decking another Sedge for this matchup, it's not bad. Like,
really rough.
guys, you are acting like having double Sedge in this match is bad.
Which can stick to the board if the first one dies, but Yamato is really looking to draw a single point of damage.
So I know it's not Three Sisters at this point, because you would have considered longer playing it. So I know he has Sedge 100%.
This overwhelm damage go through. Yamato just needs to play one of his units now and then draw a way to deal 1 point of.
That cost him level up, though. I mean, he drew in... Guys, kurwa, no, chat, please. Yes, I know it cost him level up, but you can't always... Like, that's the cost, deck building cost. Like, he had perfect plunder 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, you can't always have everything. Like, the RNG will happen. This is card game. Yes, he got one better RNG, but he had insane RNG in turn 1 to 4. And then he had better RNG on turn 5. Like, you can't expect to be on the high roll scenario all the time.
That second Vikwaran Bruiser here, this will open up the path.
No, I know only 2 cards. I know that he has either GP or Sedge, and Sedge in hand. I didn't know the last card on the right. So, okay, the reason why do we do it on this, chat, why do we do it on this? Because I know Sedge is coming next turn. There is no point putting anything on this guy, because this guy will die from Sedge anyway. So we are putting on this everything, because this guy is not dying to Sedge. And like if I get +0, +2, +1, +1, I can protect it with Sharp Sight.
Behind it. Gonna opt to buff the healthier Vikwaran Bruiser, giving it +2 health. And now this draw is really important for Yamato. Something to pair Sejuani with, something to be able to give him a little bit more.
One time, Yugi mode.
Yeah.
Zap? Can't come down this turn, but it is still going to be very, very useful.
Nah, you drop the Sedge. You have to... Yeah, he played the correct Sedge. It's very important to play the right Sedge. If he played the wrong one, I would knew that he has second one.
We do see Riposte, but we could see a pretty expensive combination here of Riposte into Sharp Sights. But
yeah, so we obviously here have to not give him plunder.
Double Sharp Sight will prevent the plunder. Will we see that from him?
I mean, we might. He might even use something additional to kill the Sejuani too.
Oh, there is a question from Small Pause. Why single combat 4-1, not 3-2? For the Sivir level up progression, because it deals 1 more damage.
Absolver in addition to the second Sharp Sight.
He's going for a double Sharp Sight and Riposte.
A triple?
Triple, baby.
Yeah, we had. I have to kill this. This is 100% worth it.
It's Bruiser time. Oh my god.
And he's getting another trigger, another lucky find that he gets for free. Now it comes down to Yamato finding the way to flip that Sejuani, but that's where the zap comes in. Next turn, it will draw either warning shot, parlay, three sisters or make it rain, and that's very, very good odds of flipping these gangplank at Sejuani. And this situation is exactly why both players.
I was looking for another +0, +2 or something, quick attack, something.
Alan reading that and going for the single combat just to stop it from happening.
It was close. It was almost action.
Gotta get that Sivir. Oh,
But considering we have a challenger, I like the Sivir a bit more.
This game could go down.
And we do action anyway.
A second Monster Harpoon, that's not bad. It will threaten one of the bruisers.
I also love how Yamato played the Sejuani on the far right of his hand, because it's the one that you know made the Elysians miss, and Alan's definitely gonna keep track of that, so he doesn't necessarily know that he has another Sejuani in hand. Akshan goes down before the Sivir. If I am Yamato, I think Sejuani has to go down here and frostbite the challenger at this point.
Something that's really, really awkward is for Yamato is Alan's top decks. Alan's top decks.
So I think he doesn't play. I don't think he plays here ever Sedge. Because Sedge dies to Merciless Hunter, it's pretty much always it's Harpoon into Zap, pretty much. Either Zap or into Harpoon, doesn't matter that much. It's never Sedge here.
Is potentially coming down. The Bruisers have done a really, really good job of completing their level progress.
No, I didn't expect second Sejuani. I expected GP, and I knew of the second of one the Sejuani. I didn't expect second one, because he played the GP. When he was going for the level up, like when he was he had the GP already in hand, so I didn't know that he has second one. I had no idea what are those 3 cards. There is no hand read at this point. I know this card was in the hand since the beginning of the game, so I know it's not anything like it could be anything. That's not a low draw. That's not a unit. It could be warning. No, it's not a warning shot as well, and it's not a make it rain. So I could exclude like half of the deck, but still I have no idea what's this card.
A level Sivir with the Absolver could just sweep the game. Yamato has no way to take off her spell shield.
Yeah, it could be Dreadway as well.
Alan had a bit of an awkward opening hand to a certain degree, right? But as you said, like the draws have been amazing here.
Like it's so Yamato, okay. I'm gonna tell you guys something. When you have to keep like, imagine this is opponent's hand. Opponent has 6 cards in the hand. You have to keep staring at those cards. And you have to pay attention which comes in the what order. It's extremely hard to do, and stay focused and like continue going with the game plan and figure out the win con. Because the information of which card opponent plays is so important. It's extremely hard to do, like over a longer time.
But he's getting all of his champions here as well. We're seeing both of these decks at full force, but the momentum here from there's the 3 sisters. Very good card here.
Yeah, open attack because I want to have that like Absolver in case I need to kill GP.
Still enabled here, but Alan opting for the open attack, keeping his mana.
Like Sivir is unleveled. Sivir is irrelevant on this board, so I don't care about playing her. I just need to kill GP.
Option, which is not something you would expect, but at the same time, that Sivir is still not leveled up, so he can wait out a turn on it. Right now, he needs to focus on stabilizing, and I very much like this approach because he has the ability to. Yeah, you can buff.
Can you change the order of cards somehow? Yes, if the card is a spell, you can put it. You can change the order.
And Alan is actually playing around. I think in this case, exactly 1 card in Yamato's deck. By not playing the Sivir.
Why no freeze challenger there?
Leaving enough mana for double absolve.
Because he wanted to play around combat shaped stone, and he wanted to kill the Vakaran.
And we can see the top deck. Alan is playing around the 1 of in the deck, and it's about to pay off huge because now that he has the mana for the Absolvers, I mean, there's no way for this 3 sisters to save it unless he goes, of course, for the Entomb.
Also, he's worried about rally.
Maybe there's a reason why he's in the finals.
This is so crazy.
I'm starting to see it. And he goes for the Fury.
The Fury of the North. Which threatens, but I mean, he couldn't have predicted Alan would have so many tricks here. And the Absolver mana is going to pay off.
The reason why I prioritize the Fury of the North is to essentially guarantee the kill on this, which he does. Like, yeah, he loses gameplay, but
why no flash freeze?
Because if he went
no. Flash freeze is weak against rally. Like, basically, what happens? If I have shaped stone or sharp side plus rally here, he loses the game. This was the winning line. Like, why would I open with 7 mana, chat? Why would I open with 7 mana? It's most likely rally. You know, I predicted the card that I have in my hand, And I have 2 cards from the beginning of the game that are from the left. So you know, I have probably Combat Trick plus Rally. He didn't play around Absolver though. Because I don't have mana for Absolver plus Rally this turn. So this is not the combination he was worried about. This was very good play.
Well, a lot of these plays that, you know, I want to mention this, like, they seem obvious.
No, N-Top doesn't do anything. N-Top doesn't kill the Vakaran.
Oh, yeah, of course, but let's be real here.
No, I couldn't double Rally. I couldn't double Rally.
People would not do.
This is a skill match through and through. Both players realize it's a resource game.
I don't have a free mana Rally.
Super hard here. Pulls another bruiser, which isn't bad. As Yamato kind of blanks a butcher, you really need a way to trigger your Sejuani's ability here.
Warlord's Horde. Warlord's Horde is engaged, ladies and gentlemen, and that, I mean, I have yet to see...
I don't think it's worth to go for the Warlord's Heart here.
Done with, and you don't win. Leveled up Sivir. Man, it's Sejuani.
I'd rather have cheap hand next turn and draw... Like this turn I have very good development. I just give up on the Sivir, and I'm gonna play Vakaran into draw next turn.
Attack here. The Sejuani can go in on the Akshan. Zap levels her up before the attack even happens. So Sejuani is activating her effect this turn, protecting from a potential rally that Alan actually could get off of the Horde.
And also enabling that monster harpoon, which cannot really, unfortunately, it can't hit the Sivir here, but it can definitely, if Alan were to drop another Vakaran Bruiser, it could knock that out. But he's running out of gas. That's the problem. Like he has this butcher, not a very underwhelming top deck here for Yamato. One drop here. He needs some way to enable this Sejuani.
Yeah,
it's gonna come down to
a warning
this.
shot at this point, or maybe a make it rain and a little bit of luck. That's what he's looking for. Sejuani is exactly as you put him earlier, Mogwai. Sejuani is the counter to this matchup. We're gonna see a Monster Harpoon here, and this is pretty big because Alan can't use Absolver. He needs to save Absolver for his win condition. He can't use it there, so the Bruiser goes down.
Yamato perhaps holding on to this butcher just to block.
Misplay incoming? Yeah, I did misplay.
Because having that extra chump blocker is really important.
Yeah, he should be playing butcher here, 100%.
It's all about that Horde, though. It's all about that Horde. What do you think he's going to opt to go for here?
Yamato, right now, or something to kill the Sejuani. One of those two things would secure Alan the game.
There's also the chance of going for the vulnerable proc here. And try
The warning shot top deck was so fucking massive.
Oh, Yamato!
Yeah, the protector kinda saved me.
Well, I get one. I get one.
We all get one. That's gigantic. I don't know if Alan can win anymore.
Insta pass, that got me worried.
Oh my god. The heart of the cards reverted.
Yeah, I should, like here, like, I'm gonna order my Sivir first. I was just debating on all the cards he top deck. Like, warning shot is an obvious one, so I don't feel like, and I thought about the warning shot and I should position my Sivir last, and then I started thinking about the rest and I forgot to reposition her last there, so I'm gonna misplay here.
Alan knows that warning shot is potentially in the deck, but it's
Open
so hard
shot.
to play around top decks. I mean, to be able to threaten lethal here, to be able to do anything at all and stop potentially losing to a top deck next turn, you kind of have
Yeah, that's a misplay.
And the beautiful thing here is you don't have to warning shot immediately. You can set up that Sejuani to trade into that Sivir and then bait out the combat track and then bam. Oh my goodness.
Why Sivir matter? Because then I lose my blockers. I have to use Absolver to prevent my blockers.
He went for it immediately, okay.
I mean, Sejuani is still going to stay alive from anything, but the Zap can potentially go down here to one of
Does that matter? Yes, it does, because the other units loses the barrier. So what happens now? If he, like, when he warning shots, he can block Sivir if she's not last, and when she gets her spell shield will get popped, not spell shield, barrier, and all the other units loses barrier this way.
Pre-committing warning shot could end up biting Yamato.
Yeah, I'm a little bit thrown off by this because I feel like he could have set up the block, and Alan definitely he cannot afford to let his to let his Sivir go down here. I think
Sivir is not going down, but the other units are.
He has to know the Zap is important because next turn Yamato attacks with Zap on the left side. Alan can.
He's playing for clock wins. No, I didn't want finals to go to the clock. I wanted finals, like that would be. I don't like. I'm playing in a sportsman way. Like, I'm going for the normal win. I'm not gonna be roping my opponent. Like, I know that I could win on the timer here if I wanted to, but I didn't want to do that. I could easily win on the timer actually. I could just rope every turn and win that way, but that would not be. I don't want to be top 1 world by the timer. That would be very, very bad.
Play through and through, get it in while you can, while you know Yamato has no cards in hand.
Yes, I know timer is part of the game, but I don't want to become world championship by the timer.
Exactly. This Vicar Bruiser is too thick. It's too big, so he just cannot trade into it normally. Because every other unit Sejuani can beat down, but the Vicar Bruiser is too big.
Oh.
And there's the Absolver. There's the Absolver onto but this means that Zap remains alive.
I mean, Absolver is not that important because we are having a board edge.
That the Jagged dies instead. He knows he has the sharp sight for the Zap later, so he's baiting Yamato into an attack here by leaving the Zap up. He has the sharp sight to be ready, and with that, he'll be able to block and kill the Sejuani.
The parley! The parley.
That's so huge.
Parley
Yamato has to
misplay?
commit this. He might be
No, I don't think
Alan,
parley.
he might
There
be
is a
thinking,
parley
"Why did he
misplay.
let my Zap live? What could his hand be? If it's sharp
I think you
sight,
keep
only
parley
if
for
you
next
let my
turn.
Zap live, I can parlay and just make sure the board is frozen. My Sejuani is getting through. It's so
You don't
risky
push
to
any.
go here without
You
that.
push only 2 damage. There is no
I
point to
don't
parley
think
here.
so.
He still has a good block into Sejuani. The issue
man.
is even attack. Oh, this sharp sight. This sharp sight.
Bait.
Oh, the bait. And
Guys, it's only sharp sight.
Stone allows him to.
Like, this could be something. Like, I could have drawn a concerted single combat. It's not only sharp sight. You realize, guys, that's not only an out. There were so many more combat tricks.
Pick up the Sejuani as well. This is game winning.
I think that's
This
it.
was gonna be
I
game
don't-
winning.
That sharp sight bait. I don't think Yamato can come back from this. The Sejuani is going down. The parlay is slow. It can't be used.
No, that was the correct play, guys. He has to attack.
It.
Like, he was playing to win.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Combat trick to pick off the Sejuani and take away any hopes because he could
my
top deck
God.
another warning shot to stop here. But now that Sejuani's out of the picture, we're gonna see Alan go with an open attack. And ladies and gentlemen, I think
No, you don't parley face chat. You keep parley for next turn in case I don't open attack.
To its limit, by the way.
You know something funny, Mogwai. I actually have
So
to be
he-
quarter Polish as well. So go out.
Fucking swim. So that's correct play because this plays he can top deck harpoon.
Oh my god, an absolutely crazy.
I was praying no harpoon. No harpoon.
This was
The only out is harpoon.
games I've seen in my
2 or 1 harpoon left.
series I've seen in my entire life, Mogwai.
Absolutely amazing. Alan is your first ever Legends of Runeterra World Champion.
Yeah, he played very well.
Home to Poland. What an absolutely amazing series.
And it is so deserved. I mean, Alan, of course, heralded as a player that's been here from the start, known in the community as one of the best pilots in the entire game, and we saw that live today. It was just absolutely insane. The way he made it.
No, I didn't have headache after those games.
Playing around at the lowest odds thing. There were so many things I could point out about what happened that game.
I mean, I was tired because of the hand reading. It's very hard to do. And keep your like
as well as keeping his
keep
man up.
like you have to be focused 100% of the time.
That Yamato just topped that, and that actually won Alan the game.
It was honestly like it was just such a treat to watch this match. I
20k missed allegiance, guys. You are
It seemed like it was going really well for Yamato. He was.
you don't understand.
For the level of requirement for both gameplay and Sejuani, but by losing that monkey idol and missing that
Like,
allegiance,
You don't realize that there is like he got all the good RNG and he got unlucky on one part.
and just
He drew 2 Sejuanis with the plunder procs from 1 to 4.
deserve to be.
Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on the next video and let us know what you think about that one. Kurwa mać!